crazy how fast this year has gone by. We've stayed inside for like half the year and it's already June. But happy June, guys. It is time for another Simon Hurley Create Challenge prompt. Last month, we announced the Simon Hurley Create Bingo, and we listened to your feedback. We had lots of people telling us that it was a little bit confusing, and I know it was kind of hard to get the download working if you were on your phone, so we want to really simplify things and clarify things this month in the future. But we did pick 3 winners from last month's Bingo Challenge, so congrats. We will be in touch with you guys to give you some prizes. So moving forward, monthly we will just have prompts, and this month we're going to do rainbows because I think we could all look forward to a little bit of rainbow and summery cheery cards. And in today's video I'm going to share 2 really fun cards that I created doing rainbow inked backgrounds, and I cannot wait to see what you guys share on social media using the rainbow theme and Simon Hurley Create products. So when you create these projects, be sure to use the hashtag #SHCreatedToCreate so we can see it either on Instagram or Facebook, and we'll be picking winners monthly as well, and those will be announced at the Ranger blog. I'll have a link down below for that. Alright, so without further ado, let's turn down to my work surface and get started. Alright, so for these first 2 cards, I'm going to show kind of a 2-for-1 technique and create some really simple 1-layer rainbow cards. So I'm using these Spellbinders heart dies and some masking magic from GINA, and I've taken a sheet of that masking paper and cut it down to a little bit larger than card base size, and then I'm going to put that heart die hanging off the edge just a little bit and run that through my die cutting machine. And if you've been on this channel for a little while, you've definitely seen this design before. But then it gives me kind of that solid heart and the negative portion, and that's going to give me kind of 2 different cards I can create. So here I'm laying down that heart onto a card base, and that's going to give me a white heart with an inked background. And then I'm doing the same thing with the other piece, and that one's going to give me a colorful heart with a masked off white background. Now I'm going to show you how to blend a rainbow with just 3 colors. So a lot of people ask what 3 colors they should start out with if they want to test a line of inks. And I always say red, yellow, and blue. So here I'm using Bee Sting, Slippery When Wet, and Clear Skies from the Simon Hurley Create inks. And this is going to create a nice orange and green in between the colors where they blend together. So here I'm starting off by laying down a little bit of my Bee Sting, and I'm going to lay down a lot of this color because I want it to overlap quite a bit with the next color so it creates that nice orange in between there. And I'm just going on here. Now I found that masking magic had a little bit of kind of a coating on top, which actually helps it be kind of waterproof, which is super nice, but it does kind of create a little bit of drag when you're using so much of it. So that's why if it looks like my blending tool is getting stuck every once in a while. But I'm just going in here and laying down this color. And since these are translucent dye-based inks, in between that yellow and red, you'll get a beautiful orange color. And then when I go in with Clear Skies next, with that blue, you'll get a nice green in between here too. Now I wanted to share this because you can really get a lot of variety with just 3 colors, but when I go in later, I'm going to show how to create a more intricate rainbow with lots more colors, and you'll see just how detailed and beautiful it can get if you want it to. But here I love the look of this and creating that smooth background with what looks like a lot more than just 3 colors. So then I'm taking this velour stencil, which is a really fun kind of mosaic tile stencil, and I'm spraying the whole background down with a little bit of water, and you'll see that those masks kind of resist that water really nicely, and you'll see later too there's no bleeding, which is why I love this masking paper rather than just adhering down some temporary adhesive. And then I'll go in and do the same thing on the other piece, and I find that heat setting it just a little bit after you're done kind of intensifies that and reacts that water a little bit more to create that cool bleached effect on the background. And my inks lift up beautifully to create these cool watercolor techniques. So once I'm all done with that, I'll peel off that heart, and this is just so satisfying in the end. You get this really nice crisp white heart, and I love that it's just that 1 layer. And this could be even cool too, just taking that and sticking it onto a card with a sentiment. And then here I wanted to show this one too because it is just so satisfying. That nice crisp white background. And I know you could die cut a colorful background, but there's something really cool about having it all be 1 layer like this. And so there we have 2 easy kind of 2-for-1 cards with the masking paper. So then I'm going in with the encouraging word stamp set, and I want to keep it pretty simple. So I'm just taking the acetate and seeing which sentiments are going to kind of fit in each one. And for this one, I decided to go with the follow your dreams and don't let anyone stop you. And I love the big, bold, handwritten sentiments that are in this set. I had so much fun writing these. And I'm just going to place it in my MISTI so I don't mess up and stamp it down using some jet black archival ink so it really stands out. And that pretty much completes these cards. I wanted to keep it really simple. And this one just says, "You are a blessing." I wanted to keep it simple and add lots of positivity because I know we could definitely use that right now. And the reason I did this in my MISTI is in case if I wanted to stamp it again, I can get that nice crisp image without it moving at all. So there are those two cards. Again, just a nice positive message, and I kept it super simple, but you could definitely embellish it more if you wanted to. I just love how you can create the rainbow so simply with just those 3 colors. Now, this beginning part here where I masked this off with purple tape, just ignore it. I ended up cutting it down later, so that doesn't even matter. I'm going to go in here and start off my blending, and here you'll see how you can create this really beautiful background with lots more colors and get a lot more variety in the rainbow blending. So I'm starting off with a little bit of Bee Sting, then I'm going in with a little bit of Prom Queen, and I just love this bright, bold pink color. I've had lots of you guys loving it as well. Next, I'm going in with a little bit of Guppy, which is this kind of bright orange color. And you can already tell just the variation, since we've used 3 colors in that small space, the awesome color variation that you get that you can't really create with just blending these together. So then I'll go in with a little bit of Psych in between there, which is this kind of bright yellowish, greenish, to kind of mix those together. And then I'll go in with a little bit of Clear Skies. And these do create new colors in between here, so you'll even see how that kind of Psych turns into a little bit of a darker green when I add this blue down onto the surface. And then last but not least, to finish it off, I went in with a little bit of Crown Me, which is this rich purple color, and that creates kind of almost a darker blue and cool purple on the end, which I just love. But you can really tell how this rainbow is totally different, but I love the different looks you can get, whether you want to keep it simpler with just 3 colors or go in and create a stunning background. So then I'm going in and just spraying it down with a little bit of water to create some kind of stars maybe. I want this to look like a nighttime sky, so I'm using the rainbow upside down. Now I'm going in with this road trip stamp set that I recently did, and I love these bold graphic images in the center of the palm tree and the sun. And I'm going to start off by going in with that palm tree lined image and stamping it down using some jet black archival ink over the bottom of this background. And I wanted it to look like some silhouettes of palm trees. I just think this looks so tropical in the end. So I've stamped that one twice, and there's also some more solid palm trees in the stamp set that are actually meant to stamp with color over top of the lined palm tree to give it a colored look, but I'm just using this as an even darker silhouette, which I think is super cool for some variety in here. So this one actually comes in 2 pieces with the stem as different, so you can stamp them in different colors. So I'll stamp that one next, just kind of lining the palm tree stem up and stamping it right inside there. And that lines up perfectly to create this beautiful palm tree background. So just kind of stagger them throughout and you get this really cool look with that tropical sky in the background. I love how this one turned out. And then to create the focal point and sentiment for this card, I'm using this big sun image, and this one actually has a sentiment inside of it that says, "Sending sunshine and hugs." And I'm going to start off by stamping this down using some slippery and wet ink, and I'm going to stamp that a couple times to get a nice dark impression. If you ever want a color to be a little bit darker, just stamp it over more than once and it'll kind of darken up that color. And then I'm going in with a blending tool, and I'm going to pounce on a little bit of Traffic Cone, which is a darker orange color. And this is the reason I'm doing it in the MISTI, so I can stamp it as many times as I want and get that nice shading that I'm going for. So I did this about 2 to 3 times to get a nice darker color around the edge and get a really beautiful shaded sun. Another cool thing about the Simon Hurley Create inks is if you go quick enough, you can actually sprinkle on a little bit of clear embossing powder. And I do this a ton if I want the focal image to stand out. I add a little bit of clear embossing powder for some shine. And the cool part about this is I'm going to kind of heat it, make sure it's nice and hot, and again, really quickly sprinkle on some more embossing powder. That's going to stick to the still hot embossing powder, and once I heat set it again, it'll just give it kind of a double thick layer and make it even shinier, which I think is awesome. So I've added that down into the center of the card using some foam tape and added it onto the card base, and I just love how that stunning background looks when you use more than 3 colors to create a rainbow. You get this beautiful variety, and that focal point making it kind of a tropical sky looks awesome. So I hope you guys were inspired by the simple background with the 3 colors and incorporating more colors, and I cannot wait to see your rainbow projects using Simon Hurley Create supplies. Alright, I hope you guys really enjoyed those rainbow techniques and are inspired to get creating. I also have a Facebook group down below that I want to link to because we've been having tons of fun over there. If you want ideas or inspiration and to interact with the Simon Hurley Create community, be sure to join that group. It is a lot of fun. Alright guys, leave me a comment down below letting me know which card was your favorite from today's video. Also, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and click that big red subscribe button down below so you never miss another card making and crafting video like this one from me. Alright guys, I'll see you very soon for another card making and crafting video. Have a great day. Bye!